Hello. This is too tall. I'm too short, and I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to do this. So this is a story about a dead mouse. More specifically, it's a story about a dead mouse that I found in my bed. So let's back up a bit. I was 21. I was in university, and I had a huge crush on my gay best friend's roommate, who was straight. So it was going well so far. I had a huge crush on him, and in retrospect, he wore a hemp necklace and didn't know how to spell. But when I was 21, I thought he was really cool. I had a big crush on him. I thought he was really great. And I told my gay best friend, I said, I have a huge crush on your roommate. And he was like, ah! And did any number of other stereotypical things for the sake of comedy. He thought it was really great, though, is the point. He thought it was cool. And we were all out one night. And he sort of wingmaned for us. And we fucked. Everything was going according to plan. So we had sex. It was fun. I thought it was good. We had sex, and we ended up, we went back to their house the next morning, not because we had sex in a bush or anything. We had sex at my house and went back to their house the next morning. And my gay best friend, who I should stop calling that because it makes it sound like I collect them. So my friend, who is a wonderful human whose friendship I cherish to this day, is not super perceptive or, as it turns out, good at interpreting text messages. He had texted his roommate at some point earlier saying something to the effect of, "You boned. How about that?" And the roommate had texted back, presumably while still in bed with me, "Yeah, I don't know what to do." Right? Which, when we got back to the house and the roommate went off somewhere and my friend was like, come here, look, and shows me the text message as if it's a good thing that I would want to see. I don't know how he read it. I don't know what to do. I'm so in love with her. I can't stop thinking about her. I don't know what to do except continue to make love to her until the end of time, which I will now do. But how I read it and how it turns out it was intended was, I don't know what to do. I just had sex with this girl I'm not that into, and now she seems to be obsessed with me. As in his defense was the case. So, long story short, as it turned out, unfortunately, while I wanted to have sex with him, I wanted to fuck him and then marry him and have his Irish-Italian babies. He wanted to fuck me, full stop. And then subsequently he wanted to long-term date my friend, his roommate's sister, and presumably marry her and have her babies, though I'm not sure what their ethnic background would be because he's Italian and their grandmother was left on a doorstep and they might be Roma. It's a whole thing. It's not relevant. But the point is that this was during a phase, I don't want to call it a dry spell because I feel like it doesn't do it justice. It was more a collective metaphorical palm of all mankind to my face like this spell. This was just one in a long series of rejection and disappointment. And I was starting to wonder what exactly it was that was wrong with me that made me not good enough, because it seemed like there had to be something. It's okay, though, because I'm a lot better looking now. So, don't worry. I'm fine. But at the time, I was really upset, and I thought, I would like to go to bed. So I got home that night, and I did that. I went to bed. I turned out the lights, and it was dark. Because surprisingly for the subject matter, not a lot of this story takes place in the actual dark, so I want to, for the sake of thematic continuity for the night, say that it's dark at this point. And I'm in bed, and I'm like, you know what, I will go to sleep. I will feel better in the morning, maybe, and it will be a new day regardless. And so I'm dozing off, I'm almost asleep, and I hear this noise. just this kind of scurrying, shuffling noise, but I didn't identify it as a scurrying noise. At first I thought, oh, it's probably papers settling. It wasn't. That's not what it was. But I wanted to be asleep. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't have the energy, and I ignored it, and it kept going on. I kept hearing this noise, and so finally I threw back the covers and I turned on the light and I look around and I see this little fucking mouse. Just this little brown mouse just scurry across the floor of my room on its little fucking mouse feet. And so I jumped out of bed and I ran out the door and I ran in circles around my living room table, as one does. And I stopped panicking, and I thought, really? And I thought, I can't deal with this. I don't have the resources. So I shut my bedroom door, and I thought, I will sleep on the couch, and I will deal with both my feelings and the mouse in the morning. And so I shut the door. I went to sleep. I fell asleep on the couch, and I woke up the next morning, and I felt a lot better. I really did. I thought, it's a new day. Item A on my to-do list should be the mouse in my room. So I had what I thought was both an adorable and practical idea. I thought that I would take some cheese and a little bit of bread and put them in the bottom of an old cracker box and then put it sort of sideways on the floor because I didn't want to kill the mouse, which, as it would turn out, I did not have to. But at the time I didn't know this and I didn't want to kill it. So I thought I'd put the cracker box kind of on the floor, and then the mouse would run into the box, and I would lift up the box and I would run outside with the mouse and I would release it, and it would be returned to its mice brethren, and so through him would I, and everything would be okay. This is what I thought. And so I got the cracker box and I got the cheese and I put it down, and I thought I'll wait. So I put it down sort of by my door, and I got into my bed, which was also by the door. And I sort of got in under the covers. I want you to remember that detail for later. I got in under the covers, and I thought I'll just get some work done or some Facebooking or both, and I'll wait for the mouse. And I waited about 5 minutes, and there was no mouse. And I thought, I should just check if it's in the bed. I thought, I will be really annoyed if the mouse is in the bed and I find out in a way that I did not initiate. So I got up, and I sort of gingerly lifted the covers, and I thought, I can't do this. I can't handle this. And so I just grabbed the duvet and the sheets, and I just started shaking them. And indeed, the mouse was in the bed and had, as it turned out, suffocated in the duvet. What the fucking asshole is in my bed? Come on, don't feel sorry for it. And so I'm shaking the sheets, and this dead fucking rigor mortis mouse is just bounce on my mattress. And so I screamed, and I ran out of the room, and I shut the door, even though I don't believe in zombies. I shut the door, and I ran in circles around my living room table, as one does. And I stopped panicking, and I thought, really? And so I didn't know what to do. I couldn't deal with it, and so I called my mom to tell her that yet another thing had crawled into my bed to die. And I made her drive all the way out from the suburbs to East Vancouver, where I was living, because as it turns out, when you are 21, you think you're an adult, but you're not. And I made her deal with the mouse, and she took it and she buried it in the backyard, but she wouldn't tell me where because she thought I might be scared of that spot. And so I was, from then on, scared of my whole backyard. As it turned out, sometime later, I actually ended up seducing my first real boyfriend by telling this very story during a game of Truth or Dare at a party. So, if anyone is feeling oddly turned on right now, that relationship didn't work out either. Thank you.